Hi, boys and girls. Today is our last day of our pumpkin seed story. Just to review, we met Karen and Cody, and they were supposed to go plant some pumpkin seeds for their dad before they went fishing. But Karen and Cody did not plant the pumpkin seeds before. They hid the pumpkin seeds, went fishing, and then forgot all about the pumpkin seeds for weeks. See, there they are, just hiding the pumpkin seeds before they go. So weeks went by, and Karen was studying for her memory verse lesson, just like you guys have verses that you have to learn. And she read, "Be sure your sin will find you out." And she immediately thought about the pumpkin seeds and how they did not do what they were asked to do, and how that probably would make her dad very, very sad. She could not even sleep because she was so worried. So she went to her brother Cody and said, "You know what, we need to tell Dad that we did wrong and we disobeyed him." So they decided to tell him after lunch one day. But Dad had a surprise. He already knew that they had not planted the pumpkin seeds where they were supposed to. So that is where we pick up today. We're going to find out how Dad knew that they did not plant the pumpkin seeds. Wonderingly, without a word, they followed Father to the cornfield and straight to where the old rotten stump had been. But when they got there, they could hardly see the stump. There were pumpkin vines all over it. Not big, strong vines like the ones that grew in the fields, but thin, sickly vines crowding each other for space. The soil in the stump had been so rich that the seeds had sprouted their way through the sack and up to the light and air. The vines told Father where the pumpkin seeds were as plainly as if they could have spoken. And they did seem to speak to Karen and Cody. And they said, "Be sure your sin will find you out." How glad they were that they had confessed to their father and that he had forgiven them. All right, boys and girls, let's see how well you have been listening this week to our story. What did Father ask Karen and Cody to do before they went fishing? That's right. Father asked them to plant the pumpkin seeds in the cornfield in the bottom pasture. What did Karen and Cody decide to do instead of planting the seeds? That's right. They decided to go fishing and they hid the seeds in a stump. What happened to keep Cody and Karen from planting the seeds later? That's right, boys and girls. It rained and rained, so they couldn't go and plant them. And then by the time it stopped raining, they had forgotten about them. What was the verse that reminded Karen about the pumpkin seeds? That's right. Be sure your sin will find you out. And our last question, how did Father already know where Cody and Karen had hidden the pumpkin seeds? That's right. They had sprouted and were growing out of the stump. You guys have been awesome listeners this week to our story, The Pumpkin Seeds. Next week, we're going to have some fun with Bible. And just so you know, today your attendance question was, what is your favorite sports team? And in case you have forgotten, my favorite sports team. See you next week.